Good morning. Today we are going to learn a new chapter. It is indices and cube root. Now just revise what we have learned in 7th standard. Are you observing this example? See, 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 2. I can write this one as 2 raised to 5. How I wrote this? I counted that 2 came how many times? 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Means this 2 came 5 times. So I wrote 2 raised to 5. Now we had studied in last standard that this 2 no. It is called as base. Okay. This 2 is called as base and this one no. Okay. It is called as index. So, for this one if you are observing 2 is the base and 5 is the index. This we had studied in 7th standard. So again I am telling you that 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 2. This one I can write by another way also, that is 2 raised to 5. Why 5? Because this 2 came that multiplication of 2 with 2 we done 5 times, so we wrote 2 raised to 5. And this 2 is called as a base and it came 5 times no. So this 5 which I have written is called as index. Now depending on this we will solve some example which we learn in last standard only, in 7th standard only. So that first one, see here 3 raised to 5 into 3 raised to 2 is equal to, we will complete the activity 3 raised to how much? Here I have to remember one rule. See, a raised to m into a raised to n is equal to a raised to m plus n. Try to understand this rule of indices, that when base is same no, see the base, that a base is same, and when there is in between multiplication sign, that time we can do summation, addition of the indices. So same is the case here no, that 3 base is same and in between this base is multiplication sign. So we can add the indices, means 5 plus 7, 2. May I write it as 7? So here I followed the rule a raised to m into a raised to n is equal to a raised to m plus n. It means when base is same and when there is multiplication sign in between, I can add the indices. Now we will turn to the next rule. This one 3 raised to 7. Division sign is there. 3 raised to 9. Arey, should I do summation of indices again? No and never. Now I will remember again the next rule. It is a raised to m divided by a raised to n is equal to a raised to m minus n. Means what? When base is same and when there is division sign in between, that time I have to subtract that indices. So come on, subtract it. That 7 is first index and 9 is second index. So 7 minus 9. Okay? It will come as, here is no sign means plus. Okay? 1 plus and 1 minus, it is not multiplication. So we will do like subtract smaller number from bigger number and give the sign a bigger number. So your answer will be here minus 2. Here we followed the rule that a raised to m division sign a raised to n is equal to a raised to m minus n. When base is same and in between division sign is there, that time we have to subtract that indices. Okay. Now next what to do here? 3 raised to 4 whole bracket raised to 5. Here that third rule we will revise. Remember these rules we have studied in 7th standard. So a raised to m bracket raised to n is equal to a raised to m into n or mn. Means when their base is a and first index is m and that of the bracket again index is n, that time we have to multiply these indices. Okay, so it came as a raised to m into n. Same formula, same rule I have to obey here. That 3 raised to 4 whole bracket raised to 5. So 3 base I will write as it is and 4 pies will come as what? That 4 pies will come as 20. Now, what's the 3 rules of indices we have revised, which we have studied in 7th standard. Now, next what to do? That 5 raised to minus 3 is equal to 1 upon 5 raised to how much is the question in this activity. So remember here what they had done. that 5 raised to minus 3 have no denominator, means we should assume it or that there is denominator as 1. Now in this rule they have taken this denominator in numerator and this numerator in denominator, and that time we have to change the sign of this index, and that's why minus 3 will come as plus 3. Now here, which rule of indices we followed? That is a raised to minus m is equal to 1 upon a raised to m. Remember, so a raised to minus m means what? A raised to minus m means a raised to minus m upon 1. So this denominator goes up in numerator and this numerator comes down in denominator. That time we have to change the sign of this index. So I got a raised to minus m is equal to 1 upon a raised to m. The same sign rule I applied here. 5 raised to minus 3 is equal to, see this denominator went in numerator. Denominator goes in numerator and numerator comes in denominator. That time by rule we are changing the sign of the numerator. So minus 3 will come as plus 3. Minus 3 becomes plus 3. So we completed this activity also. And the last one is 5 raised to 0. So here I will remember the next rule, that a raised to 0 is equal to 1. Means any number, you can take any number. If its index is 0, then its whole answer always comes as 1. So this is the rule, that when there is index 0, any number, if it have index 0, no, that answer of it comes as 1. The rule was in 7th standard, that a raised to 0 is equal to 1. So today we revise that rule of indices which we had studied in 7th standard, that a raised to m into a raised to n is equal to a raised to m plus n. Then a raised to m divided by a raised to n is equal to a raised to m minus n. A raised to m, that bracket raised to n is equal to a raised to m into n. Then a raised to minus m is equal to 1 upon a raised to m, sign get changed, and a raised to 0 is equal to 1. So this is what is our introduction. Actual all this we had studied in 7th standard, that this one is called as base and this one is called as index. Okay. ओके बाळांनो